Hey everyone, welcome to Data Millennials. I am Atul, and in this video we are going to learn about Python lines and indentation. So in Python, indentation refers to the spaces at the beginning of a code line. In other programming languages, the indentation in code is for readability only, while the indentation in Python is very important. Python uses indentation to indicate a block of code. So let's take an example. Suppose I have two variables where my variable 1 is a equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. Then I'm going to check whether a is greater than b or not. So I'm going to use a if clause. If a is greater than b, then I need to give something to print. For example, let's say print a is greater than b. Okay, and if a is less than b, then we need to print b is greater than a, right? So I'm gonna give a else clause over here, and then I'm gonna say print b is greater than a. Now when I was writing this code, you must have noticed that whenever I come over here after if clause and I press enter, you will see that my mouse cursor is over here. It doesn't went back to this line. It was over here, right? That is Python indentation. So Python indentation indicate a block of code. Now when you're talking about a block of code, this means that this is a block of code which executes line by line. And if I talk about what is happening over here in the code, is that we have two variables a and b, and we are storing 10 and 20 in these variables respectively. And then we have if statement which basically evaluates whether the value of a is greater than b or not, and if a is greater than b, then print a is greater than b. And if a is not greater than b, then go to the else block of code and print the statement which is b is greater than a. So as you can see here that there is no use of curly braces or semicolons in Python programming language like any other programming language, for example Java or C, C++. So Python is a plain English language, but it uses indentation to define a block of code. So for us, this is a block of code. Indentation is nothing but adding white spaces before the statement when it is needed. So this space over here you see is the white spaces. So if I run this program, you will see that we are getting b is greater than a, because b has value 20 and a has value 10. Now suppose what happens is that if I remove this indentation from here, then what will happen? Pause this video for a second and think about it, that what will happen if we remove the indentation from Python. Ideally, what will happen is that Python will give us an error over here. So let me run this code and you will see that we have an error, indentation error, expected and intended block. This is because we have used the if clause over here. And in Python, all the continuous line intended with the same number of spaces will form a block of code. And if we do not follow this indentation, then Python will give you an error. So that's why indentation is very important in Python while we are programming. So that's it for this video. In our next video, we are going to learn about the multi-line statement in Python. Happy learning and see you in the next video.